That particular night, it's about 2 a.m. We were at the, uh, I think it's near to Mount Faber. There's this open space car park. I was writing this thing called log sheets. We have to actually record down all the different locations or all the different places that we've been to. So I don't have a license then. So my driver was on my right, and there was another driver that's on my left. And the two drivers were like talking to each other. I was right in the middle. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I had goosebumps. I know that something is near. So I was like looking left and right and I spotted something.
I really don't feel good. It's like getting a
Is anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.
On my driver's side, there was this tree. There was this huge tree. I think it's a sort of a rainforest tree. I saw this young little girl, probably in her 13 or 14, wearing white pajamas with a bit of blood stain. I can't see her face. I can never see their face, but I know that it's a girl. And I have this habit. I'll turn the second time and she wasn't there. I turned the third time and she was like peeping into my car. Immediately, I tapped on my driver's lap. I said, "Go!" Just step on the accelerator and off he go and back to our station. And of course, the other driver didn't know what happened. He just followed. Then there's another classic stories that I have shared a few times as well, but I thought that time I was very brave. I was at along Victoria Street. You know Victoria Street, there's this whole stretch of Malay cemetery. Again, he liked to stop me at some weird location and my car was just along the road and just next to me was this whole stretch of Malay cemetery. And again, I was like writing my log sheets and again, this happened, my goosebump happens. Then I was like looking up and down, looking left and right, and I saw this man. There was this small little wall that actually divides the main road and the cemetery area, and was like trying to push a metal gate into the cemetery. I know that he was probably a Chinese man who was wearing this thing called Tang San Zhuang, the very classic Chinese costumes. Then I was telling my partner, I said, "Hey, you want to check him or not?" Then my driver was like, "Who? What? Hey, don't scare me." I said, "Nah, it's right in front of us." It was like pushing the metal gate. I said, "What metal gate? What are you talking about?" I said, "Hey, he's just right in front of us. You don't play pang with me, okay?" He said, "Hey," he always called me Lau by my surname. "Hey, Lau, don't play. Now it's already 2+. Okay, you scare me enough." I said, "I want to check him." I said, "I insist on checking him." Somehow or rather, that person seems to know that I was talking about him. He turned his head and looked at us. He was very pale, with a small little mustache, and his eyes are hollow. I don't know what got into me. I'm not scared. I still want to check him. I don't know why. I said, no, I'm going down. I almost wanted to open the door. He pulled me and he sent me back to the station. That was like 2 a.m. I insist of going back at 7 a.m. I said, I'm very sure there was this metal gate. But when I went back at 7 a.m., I can no longer find that metal gate. Even until today, whenever I drive along that stretch, right, I still want to find that metal gate. But somehow or other, the metal gate doesn't even exist in the first place.
Supernatural Confessions.
I can share another very interesting story. Also during my police days, police days, you have one of the benefits is you can book chalet at a very, very affordable price. Only $20. That particular day, I think I booked three days for just $20 at Changi Village. I can still remember it's Chalet H. Okay, H now is totally closed for some reason. I'll share with you later. It was a two-bedder chalet. I was with a few of my colleagues, four of us. We're doing like cookings and just want to get away from the normal routine. We were like doing nothing, just play cards, eat, and on the very first night, we were quite tired because it's after our night shift. We slept quite early. I think we probably went to bed at about 12 midnight. Since there are two rooms, but we decided all of us will be using just one bedroom. But I have the habit, whenever I go into a new place, chalet or hotel, I will opens up all the window, I will draw up all the curtains, I'll let the sunlight come into the room. That's my habit. I like that. I like that young energy. So I did that for the other room that we are not occupying, and leave the door open. That night we all squeezed into one bedroom because there are two queen size bed there. And come close to about 1 a.m. someone pressed on our doorbell. Very urgent doorbell, keep on pressing. But what happened next caught us by surprise. Someone is knocking on our door, our bedroom door. Because the main door was closed, it's locked. No one can come into the house, into that chalet. So who is actually knocking at our bedroom door? We just keep quiet and we stay very still. We don't even dare to move much. The next thing, someone is actually whacking on our wall. The bed was the wall that the bed was leaning against very violently. But we managed to all sleep through that night. The next morning, when I woke up, the other bedroom, the door was locked. Remember I told you I leave the door open? The door was locked. So I took the key, I opened up the room, and guess what? All the windows are closed back. Curtains all drawn back. A few months later, in that same chalet, in that room, two girls committed suicide. JC girls. That is the same chalet that I stayed before. Whenever I handle suicide case, right, all these people, somehow or other, they will start hearing voices. Like my uncle, they keep on hearing voices that ask him to kill himself. That was what my uncle relayed to us before he died. From a medical perspective, it's probably some mental disorder. But from my view, probably there are really something at work that cannot be explained. So I believe for these two girls, yes, they have that intention. But if they have chosen another chalet, probably it would not happen. Sometimes when you have very low negative energy, right, it somehow attracts you to the wrong place. I think April or May, I was doing a short video clips for one of my program. So I was going up the slope. Something or someone was pulling my legs. It was like it grabbed your legs and pull you back. So I was doing the video recording. At the 21 second, you can hear very vague baby crying. Of course, there are many possible explanations. It could be a bird, it could be cats, but I'm very sure that the whole place, baby, not possible. No cats, no birds also. But I'm very sure that something pulled my legs. Something. I shared it in my show, but I think I can share it again because there are some viewers or some friends who don't understand Mandarin. Okay, I was in my car. It was about 5 p.m. My warehouse is actually located at along Kallang Pudding area. There's no other car except mine at the loading unloading area. My friends from Malaysia was actually an editor. He sort of messaged me asking for a favor because he's writing an article. So he wanted me to give him some ideas. So I'm lazy to text. I rather use a voice recording. I recorded my reply and sent it to him. Within a minute, he sent the whole thing back with just a text. So scary in Chinese. How 恐怖. And I played back. There's something else like probably just next to you while I'm doing the recording.
偶尔你可以写美食，就针对一样食物，很像打个比方面，什么样的面在整个吉隆坡是最好吃的？它可以是你们的福建面、云吞面、米goreng这些。它不单单只是纯粹的一个，你就把全部的面食都统一起来，然后让你的读者有想知道哪里有最好吃的云吞面，哪里有最好吃的那个米goreng，类似。
Apparently, during then, whoever that I let listen to that audio, somehow or other, all fall sick, and it's one of the symptoms that they have is they have sore throat and they cannot eat. And I also have a viewer, actually from your group, saying that one of his friends actually listened to this audio and fall sick. Probably it's just coincidence lah. But anyway, that warehouse is not too clean. There are plenty of such sightings in the lift, in my warehouse itself. They're everywhere. So I'm sure, it's just happened that they hop onto my car and trying to tell me something. Ever since then, I make it an effort that on every month on two specific days, I'll do a small ritual for them. I don't know whether they can really help them or not, but I think it's out of my own free will that I wanted to do something for them. We call it water ritual. So we'll do a lot of offerings of water. Because according to my master, actually offering them food is quite meaningless. What they need is clean water. And the water is after chanting. So you can cleanse them, they can start drinking. They need water. I also have come across an articles that talk about their diet. They don't actually eat our food. They eat something else. One of which is they'll always loiter around KTV, nightclubs. Guess why? They feed on vomits. That's something that is very new to me, but I thought that there's some truth to it. And we also always heard, especially from the older generation, for the baby hair, right? You have to keep it nicely. Don't throw it anyhow, because they also feed on baby's hair. And once they feed on the baby's hair and they get addicted to it, they'll follow throughout. So that's the urban legend. I don't know how true is all this, but I rather believe than not to believe.
What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.